Broadcasting live from a hollowed tree stump in the middle of no man's land. You reach Married with Comedy. Your host, Jeff Onyx and Joe Chandler. Keep your arms and legs in the vehicle all the time and strap in, boys and girls, because it's going to get bumpy. I wrote that. That's off my album. My second album. That song's off my album. You like that? Tight music, yo. Oh, and it ended with that. That was a cool ending. So welcome back. We've been gone for a while. We're now on Monday nights. And if you're watching this on YouTube, Rumble, or through our podcast stuff, listen on there. That's going to be Tuesday. I'm Jeff Onyx.
I'm Joe Chandler.
Yeah. Married with Comedy. Yeah. I got my... Hey, just wanted to let you know that we're going to have a great show today. Yay! You know what's funny is I said we're supposed to be on these other networks and stuff right now. Like I told it to be on there.
Yeah.
So it should be on there, but I don't think it is. See? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, we're on there, yeah. So I'm going to click that. Oh, look at that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying, G? So on today's show, we're going to have a bunch of stuff. What are we having? Let's see. We're going to have some comedy stuff. We're going to discuss UFOs, Hoon, Freckles, sewing kits, the movie What We Do in the Shadows, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Skillet, and some religious stuff. Religious what? So that's what's going on the show today. And, you know, you can interact if you want to. You can, like, chitty-chat and clickety-clack-clack if you want to. I can chat if I want to. You like that? Yeah. I can chat if I want to. I can leave this world behind. Anyway, I hope we don't get, like, copyright striked for that. Wouldn't that be funny? The copyright strike for just singing a song. Hi, Karina. You know who Karina is?
It's Melissa's mom.
Melissa's mom,
yeah.
Karina. Melissa said one time, she said, if anything happens to me, make sure you take care of the dogs and take care of my mom. And I'm like, well, I'll take care of your mom. You don't even have to be gone. Oh, that's funny.
Now she's gone.
Yeah, now she left. She's like, ugh, can't believe it, man. Everybody's talking about the talking. Everybody's talking about the talking. You know what's really funny? Oh, look at this. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Laurie. Laurie's on there. Kawina's on there. All right, so what are we going to get into first? We did the opener, right? We greeted people. Long time no say hi.
Yeah.
Been a while. So that's pretty much our opener because we're not skilled at this stuff. So what's the word of the week? The word of the week this week. I'll go over here and pull it up. We got the word of the week. The word of the week this week is. Well, I gotta let them see what we're looking at. The word of the week this week is Hoon. Hoon. Hoon means to travel at speed in a confined area or to do a burnout on a public road in traffic. To show off in a dangerous manner, mostly with a vehicle or engine-powered item. So you could hoon on a scooter, but it wouldn't be as entertaining as hooning in a car, right? And I'm only assuming it's hooning. That it's you're hooning.
Hoon.
I have hooned, will hoon. Right?
Yes.
So we're saying these words properly.
I hooned it.
Now, this must be European or something. Look at that bloody dangerous hoon. Yelled in annoyance at offender. Ya fucking hoon. Okay? So,
Yeah.
so the person doing the hooning
Is a hoon.
the person who hoons is also a hoon.
Yes.
So like the person who yeets is a yeet? Is it like that?
What's eating?
Uh,
What?
Next week, tune in for yeet.
Yeet?
Yeet. You know what yeet
I know.
is?
Well, yeet is like yay, right? Like a woo kind of thing.
I thought that too. Let's do yeet next time.
That's what my daughters think. Or at least that's what they're telling me.
You know what? We're going to do a double shot. Let's go ahead and type it in. Yeet. Yeet. Yeet is to discard an item at a high velocity. So if you have a phone and you want to yeet that, you're throwing your phone. If you want to yeet money, you throw money. Yeet. Throwing money. Alex finished his soda and proceeded to yeet his empty can into a trash bin. Yeet.
Yeah, that's the dumbest word ever.
Yeet. So we had a double shot. You had hoon and yeet. Out of the two words, which one do you like better?
Hoon.
Hoon. Hoon.
Hoon. I'm going to start saying that.
Not to be mistaken with poon. Hoon. Yeah. All right, that was cool. If you like this show, if you love this show, you could send us fan mail, care of Comedy Vets, P.O. Box 369, Lathrop, Missouri 64465. We have a package in the mail that I need to bring up here and open.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're an angry feminist and you don't like us, you can send us hate mail, care of Comedy Vets, P.O. Box 369, Lathrop, Missouri 64465. Yeah.
But hopefully not a package.
Yeah, hopefully not a package. Although many feminists are afraid of the package.
Uh-huh. Or they have a package. You can be afraid of my package, baby. Some lady said, wow, it's hot outside. You must be hot. I go, baby, I'm hot all the time. You're very confident, aren't you? Yeah, I'm very confident. They say women like confidence.
Wouldn't you be confident if you were this? Okay, later on we'll discuss something. But I just did something that reminded me of the thing we're doing later, the breakdown. So it's an inside. It's an inside joke. You'll know later.
Aren't I sexy?
Aren't I sexy? Yeah, I'm sexy. I'm sexy, and I know it. You like that? That was a reference to lyrics, and you know, we had to have lyrics in the show, even though we're not doing lyrics. I did the lyrics.
Yeah, so you did. Yeah.
All right, so
I'm too sexy for my cat.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do. I'm gonna switch from Hoon to This Week in Comedy History. Here we go. Let's go all the way to the front.
So
boom. What?
One more thing about a Hoon, though. So if you had a dog in a driver's seat, and the dog is like driving a car recklessly,
it was a Hoon hound. A Hoon dog.
Hoon hound.
Hoon dog or Hoon hound? Hoon dog.
Yeah, Hoon dog.
Hoon dog.
Okay.
Hoon dog. And if he was part bull, he would be a Hoon horn dog.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I think I need my glasses on this one. Okay, here we go.
Okay, that's not a comedian.
This Week in Comedy History. August 29th through September 4th. You ready? August 29th, 1977, Charlie Pickering was born. He's known as an Australian comedian, TV and radio presenter. You knew this guy from Australia?
I knew he was Australian because only Australian comedians are good looking.
Yeah.
Like the Banner guy, the guy who plays Hulk. You know who I'm talking about? He's an Australian.
I'm good looking.
No, I mean good looking like that. Like I'm not gay, but I got a little bit.
Okay. We're watching this show with James Franco, and I mentioned James Franco looks pretty good for his age. And my wife turned to me and goes, "Fag." My wife said it, so it's okay, because that's okay for females to say it, right? Females that have had intercourse with females?
No,
okay,
because they're not fags themselves, are they?
I don't know. I thought that was a generic term for anyone who was homosexual. I know somebody.
No, I think it's only for men.
I know somebody who's hobosexual.
Only has sex with homeless people?
No, is homeless and only has sex with people who have a couch to crash on.
Oh.
That's hobosexual. If you got a couch and you're going to feed and clothe this person, right there.
You know, dating a homeless person is not that bad. Because once you're done with them, you can drop them off anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Lowe's. Get a job. All right, okay, where are we at? Oh, so, okay, you might not know, this guy right here was a lawyer, and he quit being a lawyer. He was a successful attorney in Australia. He quit being an attorney in Australia. You might not know. He quit being an attorney to become a stand-up comedian. This guy right here.
Yeah.
So imagine that. Imagine thinking you're so funny, you're going to quit being an attorney. Okay. August 30th. What?
Dr. Ken stop being a doctor and become a comedian.
I think he's still legally a doctor.
Well, that guy's probably legally a lawyer, too.
Yeah, maybe.
In Australia.
Yeah. Do they take the bar down there?
Probably.
Or is it a bar?
They don't say bar.
Oh, that's Boston.
Yeah,
if they
Boston.
take the bar exam.
Yeah, the bar.
Lewis Black was born August 30th, 1948, known as an angry stand-up comedian. Would you say that?
A Jew. I mean,
would you say he's an angry?
I would just say he's a Jewish.
My
comedian.
favorite bit he does is every year they pull out the candy corn, and like an Alzheimer's patient, you look at the candy corn and you go, "Oh, it's corn that tastes like candy." And then you eat it, and you're like, "Son of a bitch, they did it again." So that's a bit he does. I attribute it to him. Yeah,
that's funny.
So you might not know, he was named after his paternal grandfather, who was originally named Lieb Blech. Lieb Blech. And his...
So his real name is Lieb?
Well, his paternal grandfather changed his name from Lieb Blech to Lewis Black.
Okay.
When they immigrated to the United States.
Oh, because he didn't want people to know he was a Jew?
Probably. But Black is a Jewish name, too. I mean, look at Jack Black.
Jack Black's not Jewish.
He's not? Boy, he acts like it. I'm just kidding. I don't know what Jews act like. Okay. August 31st, 1971.
That's an old picture.
Chris Tucker was born, known as a stand-up comedian and an actor.
You couldn't get a newer picture of him?
No. Nope. My favorite joint he was in was Fifth Element.
Joint.
Fifth Element. What's your favorite?
Friday.
You know why he wasn't in the other two?
Because he was too big for him?
Because they didn't pay him for Friday, and he was pissed off.
They didn't pay him at all?
That's what he says.
Oh, or not enough.
No, they didn't pay him at all. That's what he
all?
says. That's what he says.
Well, he got Dude, he got famous from it, so that's getting paid.
You might not know that he starred in the Jackie Brown spy comedy 00 Soul, but the movie was never released.
That Jackie Brown?
Jackie Brown. You know who Jackie Brown is?
Yeah.
Jackie Brown from the blaxploitation
right,
video?
from like 70s.
Yeah, she remade a bunch, or she started doing movies
After
again.
the movie Jackie Brown?
Yeah, I guess. It was like in 2000 something.
Because I know she did the movie Jackie Brown.
What's really messed up is, when this guy got in that accident with his car.
Yeah.
Was that him?
That was Martin Lawrence.
Oh, then it's really messed up that this guy is like really short and he has that high-pitched voice.
Kevin Hart.
No, the other short guy that was like on Saturday Night Live for a little while.
Chris Rock?
That's this. No?
No. No, Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker.
You know, he was actually in the
I know pretty much
the playlist movie.
Yeah. I know
Silver Lining playlist.
Yeah, yes. I know almost everything there is to know about this guy. You know why? Because that's Wikipedia, and I had to read all this crap to come up with this useless fact about this guy. Useless fact. Okay, September 1st, 1939, Lily Tomlin was born. Oh, Pam Grier, sorry. Jackie Brown, not Pam Grier. There's Pam Grier in the Black
Pam Grier played Jackie Brown.
That's what it was.
That's right.
Okay. So Lily Tomlin was born. This lady right here, Lily Tomlin.
She was gay.
See. Known as a comedian and an actor. You might not know, in 1983, she appeared on Saturday Night Live as a black man who was a rhythm and blues singer. She wore a mustache, a beard, and a short-cut afro.
And blackface?
No, she didn't wear very much makeup because what they decided to do is put a little bit of darkening makeup on her and then change the lighting so she wasn't in full blackface.
Oh.
Either way, she didn't go all Robert Downey Jr. on it.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Awesome.
And that was not.
That word has been keeping us down, our people down for hundreds of years.
But that was okay to do because it was satire.
Oh my god, that was.
But
great
people,
movie. Great movie.
Like young kids who didn't watch that movie when it first came out were trying to cancel him. Trying to cancel Robert Downey Jr. because they saw the movie on Netflix, and they're like, man, he's a blackface. Let's cancel him. And it's like, you stupid idiots. It's a satire.
I'm a man playing a man, playing a man.
Playing another man.
Playing another man. Why are you still in character then?
What do you mean, you people?
I'm going to tag you back. We good? No. I could quote that entire movie almost, dude.
So who did it?
Jan Black or Jan Jack. You saw Simple Jack? Jan Jack.
Who
never go full retard?
Who played that character better though? Johnny Depp, or I know one of your favorite actors, C. Thomas Howell.
Played what character better?
The blackface character, Soul Man. C. Thomas Howell.
C. Thomas Howell's the best actor in the world.
Yes, I know that's what you think, but you've never seen Soul Man?
No.
Really?
Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
You would know.
Yeah, no. Probably not.
C. Thomas Howell plays a white kid trying to get into college.
Do you know how he got his name?
No.
He thought he was part werewolf. And he thought when people saw him, they would see Thomas Howell.
Gotcha.
Lily Tomlin, born September 1st, 1939, known as a comedian and actor. Oh, yeah, we already did this.
Yes.
I already did that. Okay. September 2nd, 1971.
Cat Williams.
Chris Rock. Oh, Cat Williams was born, known as a comedian, actor, rapper, singer, and voice actor. Right? You might not know, he emancipated himself at the age of 13, moving to Florida to become a street vendor, and he supported himself as a street vendor in Florida at the age of 13.
What part of Florida?
I don't know. But here's what you need to know. When he was in Florida as a street vendor, he was the same height as he is now. Get it? He was 13, and he was short just like he is right now because he didn't grow. Gotcha. Probably because of malnutrition. Living in Florida.
Eating all of the street vendors.
But you don't know what kind of street vendor he was. If he was selling food.
I used to live in Orlando. There was a street vendor. Freaking a vegan chili cheese dog. What the? A vegan chili cheese dog.
Vegan chili cheese dog?
Yes.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad, but I was drunk. So.
Yeah. Yeah, vegan chili cheese dog. Okay. September 3rd, 1969, John Fugelsang was born. Known as a political commentator, an actor, comedian, writer, and TV personality. You know this guy?
No.
Not John Stamos. No.
I don't think he looks like John Stamos.
You might not know his mother used to be a Carmelite nun, and his father used to be a Franciscan monk. His mom was a nun, and his dad was a monk.
A Carmelite?
Carmelite. Carmelite.
So...
Carmelite. Carmelite?
So like Puerto Rican?
I don't know. Carmel. And Franciscan monk? Oh. Yeah, I can't see.
That's a monk from France.
Is it? No, it's not. No, I don't know. I don't think so.
No, it's actually. I do know it. They're
from St. Francis.
Yes, because St. Francis actually started a whole brothering thing.
Oh, all right. Well, here we go. Last but not least, September 4th, 1982, Whitney Cummings was born. Known as
say that name again.
Whitney Cummings, or depending on where you live, Cummins. Known as a stand-up comedian, actress, filmmaker, and podcaster. You might not know that during high school she worked as an intern at the NBC-owned television station WRC-TV in Washington, D.C. She worked at a TV station.
I know she went to high school with Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline, the guy that made the underwear?
No. Some radio DJ.
Radio DJ. Okay. Kevin Kline.
So, is that her real name?
I don't know. You want to look?
You Wikipedia'd her.
Boom. Whitney Ann Cummings.
Ann Cummings?
Born Whitney Ann Cummings. So, yeah. That's her real name. Boom.
Like a year younger than me.
Man, we are tearing it up. Tearing it up. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, then. We're going to do the Outpost Survival Tip of the Week. The Outpost Survival Tip of the Week is a really simple one, really easy one. It's sewing kits. It's really important to have a sewing kit.
If you're a woman. In
your bag. This is a teeny tiny little sewing kit. We'll do the top down so you can see the little tiny sewing kit. Little tiny sewing kit. It has buttons and twine and needles. This was actually given to me by the United States military. This is my U.S. military one I got when I was in the Army. I got that when I was in the Army.
You actually kept it?
Yeah.
That many years?
Yeah. And it has thread and buttons for like BDUs and stuff like that, basic dress uniforms and stuff. Yeah. So it has like stuff in it. So you can keep a little sewing kit like this in your bug out bag or in your car or whatever. Mostly what I use it for is like I pop a button or rip my pants. I can sew it up real quick and then, get on with my business or whatever I'm doing. So technically that's not survival, but in a survival situation, if you don't have an extra pair of pants, Or you may have one other pair of pants and you're in a survival situation and you need to sew up your pants. There you go.
Yeah.
Also, if you needed to, in an emergency, okay, I don't want people, crazy people jumping on me for this, but in an emergency, you can use the sewing kit, needle and thread to sew up a wound to keep it from bleeding.
Yeah.
There you go. So this is a pre-made sewing kit, comes in a little zipper pouch or whatever. So that's cool. Or if you decide to, you can make your own sewing kit. This is a Sucrets can, and inside the Sucrets can is thread. Oddly enough, all of the items in this, except for the marbles, can be purchased at a dollar store. So we've got in here, let's do a top down. Top down. So on the top down, you can see in the sewing kit, you've got safety pins and buttons and pins. You've got thread. You got assorted needles. A lot of needles. Like, that's a shit ton of needles. I don't know why I have that many needles. Look how many needles that is. Look at all the needles. That has a lot of needles. I don't know why I have that many needles. Do you really need that many needles? Well, you'll know when you need that many. It's like asking somebody, do you need that many guns? You won't know until you need them.
Yeah. If a zombie apocalypse happens, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Zombie apocalypse. Actually, have you ever seen that TV show Preppers?
I've heard
Doomsday Preppers?
Yeah, I know about it.
On that TV show Doomsday Preppers, they're talking about different people and they have different ideas of what a SHTF situation would be, or a end of the world situation.
Yeah.
And they got everything from zombie apocalypse to the fall of the economy, different stuff like that. I can't close it now.
Yeah, but
it doesn't really matter, because in an emergency situation, it doesn't have to be an SHTF situation. It could be a tornado. It could be a blizzard. It could be a hurricane. It could be an earthquake.
Yeah.
It could be normal things. Your house could be on fire. Whatever. Let's say you're in the middle of, a pandemic, and there's a house fire. And for some reason, the paramedics and the ambulance and the fire truck can't get to your location. What do? You go out in your backyard and you survive, or get in your car and drive away, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you're in the middle of nowhere and your car breaks down and you have to survive because you have no cell service.
Right.
I mean, you travel sometimes.
Yeah.
If you travel outside of a cell service, you break down, you go off the side of the road. Let's say you go off the side of the road, and if you are 10 to 20 feet off the road and you're injured, nobody will see you. They will never know you're there, because there's like high grass or snow or different thing. Or if there's a ledge and you went off the side of the ledge, you could be, 20 feet down. Nobody would know you're there.
Like your car?
Yeah, your car.
Yeah.
Nobody would know you're there if you're stuck in your car. So having an emergency kit with you, or if it's on a desolate road that nobody travels very often,
right,
and you break down or you go off the side of the road, then you could survive until a car comes by, and it may be a day or two. You don't know, right?
Right.
See, it's good to be prepared. Doesn't mean you're crazy. Just means you're prepared. So the Outpost survival tip of the week is sewing kit. Keep a sewing kit on you, with you, in close proximity of you. Okay?
And
what?
Do you also need a woman with you?
Because it's woman's work?
Yes.
No, real men know how to use a sewing needle.
Oh, okay.
Real men know how to use a sewing needle.
I don't. You know how many pants I have that don't have it buttoned?
You know what one of my favorite hobbies was for a long time? Needlepoint, plastic canvas needlepoint. In my first company that I owned, I did plastic canvas needlepoint, designing things and selling like little plastic canvas needlepoint bookmarks and necklaces and stuff like that at the Christian bookstore. So I would make them. I'd make like 100 or 200 of them.
Yeah.
And then we would tag them and take them down to the Christian bookstore. The Christian bookstore would put them in the Christian bookstore, and as people bought them, I would make money. It was called Beautifully Handcrafted. The name of the company was Beautifully Handcrafted. Isn't that crazy? Because everything was beautifully handcrafted by me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now if I did it, I'd probably hire. There's a place down the street that hires retarded people. and they have retarded people do all the work, like in a sweat.
I don't think you're supposed to say that.
Why? That's what they're retarded people.
Okay.
The word, do you know what that word means?
Yeah, but...
Hindered or slowed down. I'm retarded. I was retarded. I was in the retarded class for a long time because I was hindered and slowed down by my massive amount of logic. You know what I mean? You're familiar with being like too smart that your teachers couldn't figure out how to handle it, right?
Too smart so you're retarded?
Yes. Here's an example. Okay, class, what I need you to do is draw a perfectly straight line. And then after you draw the perfectly straight line, you try to do like inches and make a ruler from that perfectly straight line. And I was like, it's impossible. What do you mean it's impossible? No, you could use anything you want. You could use a straight edge, you could use a ruler, you could use whatever, but it's not physically possible to make a perfectly straight line. And I told the lady that. I go, look, I can't make a perfectly straight line. It's not possible. Well, why can't you? Well, because even if I make a perfectly straight line in your eyes, if you look a little bit closer, you'll notice that there's imperfections in the paper and there's imperfections in the graphite in the pencil, which cause little jagged pieces. So in order for me to do that, I would have to go to a microscopic level. And even at a microscopic level, because there are imperfections in the paper and the graphite, I wouldn't be able to make a perfectly straight line. It's not possible. You can't make a perfectly straight line. So I failed that class because I couldn't make a perfectly straight line. And that's what I was told to do. But my logic...
try?
The logic... Oh, you can't. You make a line. Make a line. And if I make a line, because the imperfections in the paper and the imperfections in the graphite, you can't make a perfectly straight line. It's not possible. So what they were asking you to do is impossible. But the logic in that, they didn't understand the logic. So some teachers didn't understand that logic. You know what I'm talking about? You get it, right? Because you're super, super smart. You're a Mensa person, right?
I haven't auditioned for it.
You know what Mensa is, right?
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay, so another example of that is my son was retarded. They said he was retarded because they would have him do math paperwork, math homework or math whatever, and he would go, okay. And he would write down all the answers on the paper. But
not show his work.
And they said, you have to show your work. And he said, I can't show my work. And they said, well, why can't you? He said, because the numbers come to me. And they said he was cheating. So in the principal's office, he would sit there and he would go, and he would write down all the answers and not show his work. And they said, you have to show your work. And he said, I can't show my work. And they said, why? And he said, because this 6 added to that 7 might be purple or it might be green. It doesn't matter. Today, it might be purple or green. And when they add together, then they come out to be orange. And if they're orange, then that's the answer. And then, 8 plus 7 is 15 if it turns orange.
What?
Because he saw numbers as colors.
Oh.
So all the numbers were colors. So he would see the numbers, and then they would meld from multiple colors into the color of the answer, and then he would just answer it with the color of the answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So teachers would fail him all the time. Yeah.
Because he couldn't show his work.
Because he didn't show his work, yeah. Yeah, Lori says her kids are the same way. Yeah, your kids are Mensas. Mensas. Yeah. Where we were at? Where were we talking about?
Retarded people working
retarded
somewhere.
People, yeah. I think we were going from I enjoyed needlepoint. Outpost survival tip of the week was sewing. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
All right then. Trivia question. Last week's trivia question was, what color is a polar bear's skin? And Lori gave the answer. Do you know?
I know. Yeah.
What's the answer?
Know. It is brown.
No.
Black.
It is black.
Same thing.
Just like certain people that we know, the polar bear wears white over its black skin because it enjoys wearing white over its black skin.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, I got so many friends of mine who are black who wear white shoes and white pants and white shirts.
Okay.
And they're like all over wearing white all the time. Like a polar bear. Okay. And that's why I like wearing black all the time. Because Johnny Cash. No, because if you spill something on something black, it's less noticeable. Just like camo. If you spill something on camo, it's less noticeable. Yeah.
Except for when they're
this
white
break
camos.
is brought to you by Con Air. Con Air. All right, where are we at?
I used to say comb too, okay?
Have you ever seen that, did I tell you about this? The VeggieTales thing?
What about it?
I said, my daughters growing up, they would always watch Christian television, children's television. Yeah. I told you this over the phone, didn't I?
Maybe.
No. And my daughters would watch VeggieTales, but they both became lesbians. They both turned out to be lesbians. So I think that they thought it was saying VeggieTales. VeggieTales, which makes some of the songs that they sang mean something completely different. Where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? You don't have any hair.
Down there.
That's a real song from that show. Where is my hairbrush? So.
Yeah. Oh, I totally missed out on that show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a winner.
I actually enjoyed that song. Or that show, I mean. My favorite was the bunny. The bunny.
So the bunny was a bad guy because the bunny was trying to eat. It was
an Easter show.
Okay.
Where people were worshiping the bunny.
Ooh, instead of worshiping Jesus?
Yes. The bunny, you gotta have the bunny. The bunny. Anyway, don't copyright strike me. I can sing it if I want to. I can sing if I want to. Okay, so today's trivia question. So last week's trivia question, what color is a polar bear's skin? It is black. Today's trivia question, the answer will be next week or next time we're on. Hopefully it'll be next week, right?
Yes.
Today's trivia question is, Tickety Tack in the Wick. Is it Labor Day?
Yeah.
Are we going to do this on a holiday? Well, it's not like we're going to be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I guess this would be working.
Tickety Tack and the Clickety Clack, no time and a half. I guess you get time and a half of what you already get paid.
Yeah.
Time and a half of nothing.
So you're going to give me this?
Time and a half of nothing is still nothing. This week's trivia question is, in what year was stainless steel invented? In what year was stainless steel invented?
Stainless steel.
Stainless steel.
Not just steel, but stainless.
Stainless steel. What year was stainless steel invented? Tickety-tackety clickety-clack in the comments. Chat.kccomedy.com. In fact, what I'm going to do is tonight I'll go to marriedwithcomedy.com and I'll put a chat button on there. So people can go to marriedwithcomedy.com and just click chat. Yeah. If you want to look at the archives of this, if you missed the show, or you miss a show and you want to see it and you can't find it on Facebook or whatever, go to marriedwithcomedy.com. We have our archives there in video and audio format. Yeah, video and audio format. Tear it up. marriedwithcomedy.com. We'd like to thank one of our sponsors today. We're going to thank Swallowing Cock Clothing Company. Swallowing Cock. Swallowingcock.com. Swallowingcock.com. Swallowing Cock Clothing Company. So, swallowingcock.com. Swallow, the majestic swallow and the regal cock. Upstanding cock. What? You've seen this before, haven't you?
Yes, I have. But
you could go buy you
a 12-year-old sometimes.
No, you could go buy you a swallowing cock T-shirt. Look, if you go to here,
and it has the logo has to be black.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Potential security
risk. SWALLOWNCOCK.com. You know why? Cock. Potential security risk because of the word cock. There you go. Boom. Let's show the audience what we're looking at. If you go to swallowingcock.com, swallowingcock, this is what you see over here. So you can buy with the black logo or the white logo.
So is the white logo smaller? Sorry.
No, they're the same size.
Okay.
Oh, I get what you're saying. All
right.
Yeah, the Asian logos is
Okay. That's why you can't see the Asian logo.
So if you wanted to get you a pillow, a nice swallowing cock pillow, you can get a swallowing cock pillow in white with black or black with white. They don't let you do the kids stuff, the kids apparel.
Yeah.
Like you can't do a onesie. Say the onesie. You can't get you a swallowing cock onesie. Or a children's shirt. They won't let you put a swallowing cock on a children's shirt. Can you believe that? I don't know why. Why would they not? You know what I'm saying? You could put it on a baseball t-shirt though. Look at that baseball shirt. Swallowing cock. You notice how the cock is going down on the swallow?
Yes.
Boom. Swallowing
you
cock.
mean it?
See, the swallow is going down on the cock.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, $26 for a baseball tee with the swallowing cock logo on it. That ain't bad. Ain't bad. You can get a sticker if you wanted to.
Or a coffee mug.
Yeah, sticker. You get some stickers.
Sticker.
Get some stickers.
$2.50.
Yeah, sticker for $2.50. See how the swallow's going down on the cock?
Yes, yes.
Or a coffee
You
mug.
mentioned that.
Coffee mug, yeah. Coffee mug. Yeah, the coffee mug. Yeah, coffee mug. You get you a coffee mug. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's enough nonsense. You think we did enough nonsense?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright then. So, breakdown. We're going to break it down. You know what's funny is we can talk about it. Talk about.
And then show it?
Well, because what I did was I pulled up the IMDb for it.
Yeah, and you can play the trailer.
I could.
But stop it after a minute.
Wait. Why is it playing? Play trailer. Well, yeah, I could play the trailer if you want. You want to play the trailer?
Yeah.
Play the trailer.
For everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna play the trailer. It's a 2-minute trailer though, so we're gonna have to stop it part way through.
Yeah.
Let's see if people can hear it. Let me know if you can hear this when it starts playing. Oh no.
Oh, shit.
Let me know if you can hear this or not. Oh, they're gonna put an ad? Ugh. You can't hear it. You can't hear it. Why do they have ads?
Why can't I hear it?
Why do they have ads? I don't want.
Because it's IMDb.
Your mom's
has
gotta go.
Get money.
It's not even playing.
Like daughter.
I don't even want to hear this ad.
Well, what is that?
You know what?
She used
I'm gonna mute that ad. Skip the ad. There you go. You want to hear it? Here. Unplug your stuff.
Well, you can't hear it.
Wake up, everyone!
Can you hear it?
Wakey!
Can you hear it?
Can you?
I can.
Okay.
We're gonna have a little flat meeting in the kitchen.
Yeah, we're gonna have a flat meeting. A flat is an apartment.
You know, I realized that after a while.
We're still playing.
When you get to
We just have to stop it periodically.
in a flat,
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of tension.
We'll do our dishes! One of the unfortunate
But
things
they make
about
the
not
trailer
having a
look. They make the trailer look a lot better than the thing.
Yeah, they do.
reflection is you don't know
It's
exactly
called
what you look
advertisement.
like.
I go for a look which I call dead but delicious.
Dead but delicious.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Vladislav used to be extremely powerful.
He would kill anybody, burning everything.
You know what's funny is the trailer is almost the entire movie.
Yeah.
Totally great.
Like you get almost the whole breakdown on it.
This is my torture chamber.
Torture chamber.
Orgies. 20, 30 women.
He could hypnotize crowds of people.
Hi, my name is Nick. I've been a vampire for 2 months.
Well, that's a long trailer.
The neighbors can see you flying around. You want to draw attention to this
You remember watching this?
Yeah.
house,
When did you watch it?
Documentary crew following you around.
Today.
You watched it? Me too. I watched it again today.
Yeah.
I came to this country for love. Some people freak out a bit about the age difference. They think, what's this 96-year-old lady doing with a guy 4 times her age? They can call me cradle snatcher, who cares?
Cradle robber. He's a cradle robber. That's funny.
I can smell
That's
Sounds
fine.
like
Why don't you go
500 years
smell your
old.
own
Yeah.
crotches, huh?
Go square. What are we?
Werewolves, not werewolves.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
This is a private secret society, mate. You don't go bringing your bloody cameras into everything.
You will not eat the camera guy. Maybe
I'm
one
up to
camera
about bloody
guy.
here.
A friend has just been killed in a fatal sunlight accident.
Boom.
We're just responding to reports of a rather large amount of shrieking.
Smells a bit weird in here too. What do you call that?
Barbecue.
Barbecue. All right, so that was the trailer for What We Do in the Shadows. So we're gonna break this down. All right, so basically it's you want me to break it down the basic understanding of it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So not the top-down view. The basic understanding of the show is
It's a mockumentary.
the trailer looks like ass. Yes, it's a funny movie. It's a mockumentary. You know, like Spinal Tap, but with vampires. So it's 4 vampires that live in an apartment together, and there's a documentary crew that goes there to document the life of 4 vampires that live in an apartment together, and you know what happens in their daily activity. Is that a good depiction? And things that went down.
Yes.
Things that went down. Now, I don't know how many spoiler alerts we're going to need to put in this, but what's your opinion on this whole thing?
Okay, well, I mean, they showed... Well, like, the first thing I noticed, because it pops up in, like, the first 2 minutes of the movie, is one of the characters, named Brian, looks like...
Brian?
Yeah, Brian.
Okay, go ahead.
Which is a weird name for... He's the oldest vampire, and
He's
his
not
name's
Brian.
Brian. What is it then?
No, man, his name's not Brian. His name's
Dude, I
not
said they
Brian.
were saying Brian the entire time.
Deacon?
No.
See, look right here. Viago.
Those are the 3.
Deacon
Yes, those
and
are the 3 that you see
Vladislav.
right there. But then see,
Who? This
the
other guy?
looking one. Yes.
The one that just became
He
a
looks
vampire.
Like, no, the other one.
Peter.
Is it Peter?
Peter.
Okay, Peter.
That guy.
That guy.
Peter.
Looks just like
Nostradamus. That's the
not
point.
Nostradamus. But yeah, the Nostu whatever.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
But it's supposed to be Nostradamus. He knows the future. No. Yeah, Nosferatu.
So yeah, he's supposed to look like that, I guess.
Season 3.
And then the other 2, or the other 3, I guess, are supposed to look like I guess that one with the hat is supposed to look like Dracula, and then the other 2 are supposed to be like... Huh?
Svengoolie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Svengoolie?
No. Anyway,
He's
so the
dressed
other
like
ones,
Svengoolie.
like Deacon and Viego,
Yeah.
are supposed to be like the interview with the vampire people.
Okay.
Right?
I guess.
And then a guy who's like a vampire for 2 days is like the guy from Twilight.
Two months or whatever. Yeah, I'm the guy from Twilight.
Yeah.
And glitter tits.
Okay, so anyways, I've seen the TV show.
The TV show?
I started watching a TV show before I ever watched a movie.
So there are 2 seasons currently. On Thursday, season 3 of What We Do in the Shadow comes out, and we're like, we own the first 2 seasons and the movie, and we're gonna watch the 3rd season
on Hulu.
It's our thing.
It's a good show.
It is.
It's a really good show.
Funny as hell.
But I think the show is better than the movie.
I agree with you that the show is better than the movie. The show is more entertaining because you have more time to build the characters.
Right.
You have more time to understand their backstory.
And I think the characters are just better. Like, the accountant.
Yes.
It's a great character.
In the TV show, they have a vampire that eats emotions. It's an Eevee, an emotional vampire, which they say are real people who drain you. You're happy when you meet them, and then just being in the same room with them, they drain you of your energy. Energy vampire, that's what it is, an energy vampire. He drains people of their energy.
Because he's so boring.
He's hilarious. Yes. He's one of my favorite characters.
The driest comedy ever, but it's hilarious.
Hilarious. It's like The Office.
Yeah.
But with vampires.
Right.
Yeah. And that chick from Saturday Night Live plays Eevee.
She's from Saturday Night Live?
Yes. Eevee. She's from Saturday Night Live. Anyway, so the TV show's way better than the movie.
Yes.
Nosferatu.
So I actually
Nosferatu. She's watching right now the Stephen King Nosferatu series.
Oh, there's a Stephen King.
Yeah, we just started watching the JFK thing, the JFK Stephen King joint.
I was disappointed in that one.
Yeah, well, the Nosferatu is a TV series about a guy the Stephen King story, the Stephen King Nosferatu. Yeah, and it has that gay guy that played Sylar in Heroes, yeah. That guy?
Yeah.
Who played Spock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Quincy is his first name.
Quentin Tarantino?
No, but...
Yeah, I don't know. The TV series is oddly enough called What We Do in the Shadows. Just like the movie, What We Do in the Shadows. What We Do in the Shadows and What We Do in the Shadows.
And a TV show, again, really good. You can find on Hulu.
Yeah.
The movie you have to pay for, though. You cannot find it on any free streaming.
We owned it. I mean, we bought we were like, do we stream it and watch it once, or do we buy it? And you can buy it, and you can watch it as many times as you want.
But did you know you were going to like it?
We were already fans of the show. That's what I mean.
Oh, you watched a show before you watched the movie?
Yeah.
Well, see, I was a fan. I'm a fan of the show, but I was really disappointed in the movie. I mean, especially since...
Do you know why those characters were in... Oh, yeah. He wrote NOS 4A2. N0S4A2. Nosferatu.
Okay.
You never
realized that that's what that meant. I'm a dumbass.
Anyway...
I thought that was for, like... I thought that was...
these 3 guys that are in
the license plate.
These 3 guys that are actors in this What We Do in the Shadows movie are the guys that created the TV show, and they actually appeared in the TV show.
But did they play the same characters?
In the TV show.
I haven't gotten that far.
Well, they played the same characters in the TV show, but they're on the Vampire Council.
Oh.
I don't think it's all 3 of them, or all 4 of them. It's just 2 of them, I think. But they're on the No, it's all 3 of them. They're on the Vampire Council.
Yeah.
So, stuff goes down.
The one guy, the main character, is the
Flight of the Condors. Flight of the Conchords.
Well, that one with the long hair, yes.
Yeah.
He's Flight of the Conchords. And I did not recognize him for the longest time, and I realized it's because he does not wear glasses in this movie.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, that's the Flight of the Conchords person.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why the hell hasn't this guy ever played Superman? I mean, he's like so unrecognizable without glasses. He's totally different.
It's like this. I'm not wearing glasses, and then I put the glasses on, and I look like you.
Yeah, not
right. Anyway, so what we do in the shadows. Okay, so the basic storyline here, these guys there's a documentary crew following these guys around, and throughout the show, and they're vampires. Throughout the show, they basically tell you what it's like being a vampire, and somewhere part through there, they get invited to a ball, and they're preparing to go to the ball, and they eat people, they drink their blood, they turn somebody into a vampire.
I do have to say the funniest scene was a scene where one of them eats someone.
Yeah. I got to tell you, though, I'm not going to spoil too much, but my favorite character in the whole show is Stuart. Stu?
Yes.
Stu is my favorite character. That guy's hilarious.
Even though he says probably 5 things in the whole movie.
He reminds me of... okay, so my daughter was married to a guy named Nathan.
Yeah.
Okay? That's who that guy reminds me of, because he's like... just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Does it ever say anything?
He rarely says something.
But still cool.
But he
somehow.
He like, when I first met him, he hardly talked at all. He got up behind a drum set and just tearing it up on this drum solo, right? Played the drums. When he was done, I go, dude, you're really good. And he's like, thank you, I really appreciate it. And then he ducks his head and walks away. Like way before he met my daughter, I knew this guy. Anyway, funny guy. Anyways, that guy's funny. Stu is funny.
Yes.
Stu is hilarious.
Stu is funny.
What else should I...
there's a couple of girls. I like how there were girls who were like 14.
Oh, yeah.
Then
the girls.
One of the characters is like, so you're going to go kill some perverts?
You're going to go kill some perverts? Yeah. And then they run into some werewolves, and apparently the whole thing, everybody thinks werewolves and vampires are enemies.
How did that get started? Was that Twilight that started
Twilight started that because in Dark Shadows, the werewolf and the vampire are not enemies.
There's werewolves in Dark Shadows?
Yeah, there are. Okay. I think what it is that they're both going after the same victims. So if you have two predators in the same proximity eating victims or prey, then they fight over the prey.
Yeah. So
maybe that's where that came from. Another really good vampire series is The Strain, about the Strigoi. Very good show.
Russian.
Huh?
Is that Russian?
Russian. There's a Russian guy in there, but there's a Nazi guy, there's a Jew, there's a Russian guy, all mixed together in the whole thing. And some women. There's some women in there, and some vampires.
Yeah,
they're more like zombies, zombie vampire creatures. Anyway, so what we do in the shadows? Excellent movie. What do you think? Did you like the fact that we could play the? Did you like the fact that we could play the trailer?
Yes.
And we could hear it and all that.
Yeah.
So that might be Jeff and Joe react. We'll have Melissa send me a picture or send us a video.
That would work.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But I mean, it's hilarious. I honestly didn't laugh.
Well, if you've never seen the TV series, though, it might have been funny.
Maybe, yes.
And if you
saw that first, yes. But yeah, no, like you said it already, the TV show is way better. Way better.
Way better.
Yeah. They have like really, really old vampires that live there, kind of like Peter, but like they're more like, don't fuck with me. Peter reminded me of the character that Stephen Wright played, and
the couch guy.
Yes.
The guy on the couch.
Yes, he's just always on the couch.
Yeah.
Half-baked.
Half-baked, yeah. Guy on the couch. I would agree with you. Yeah, that's what that guy reminded me of. All right, so next thing, Christian music.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Christian music.
Yes. We'll talk about Skillet.
Skillet.
If you're French. So, Skillet... Actually,
that guitar was signed by all the members of Skillet.
Oh, really?
That one, there's a guitar, I don't know where it is in here. There's an old guitar in here.
Signed by Skillet?
Yeah.
So you know about Skillet? Skillet.
I worked in radio when they first came out.
Never heard of Norma Jean.
No.
So, anyways,
she's not my girl. She's just a girl. Says I am the one.
Billie Jean. So...
Billie Jean King?
Yeah. So, Skillet was in the news recently because they were going to come to Kansas City at the Midland in October, I want to say.
Okay.
Anyways, they canceled. Do you
Why?
know why?
Because one of the members didn't get vaccinated.
Maybe. Have you heard though?
No.
They basically said because Midland is
requiring people
to prove that they're vaccinated. And yeah.
Well, there are people with medical conditions that can't get vaccinated. And there are people that shouldn't, and it should be a personal choice. So it shouldn't be something that people force you to do, because there are some people that can't, and there are some people that shouldn't.
No one's forcing anyone to get a vaccine. It's not the government saying you have to get a vaccine. They're just saying if you don't want to get the vaccine,
it's the government saying that if you don't
have to come.
If you don't tell these people that they need to be vaccinated,
it's not the government.
then you're going to lose your business license.
It's not the government. Nah.
Did you hear what's going down with the kids?
What about
the CDC released, I think today or yesterday, that there's a like a smallpox type outbreak that's going to happen in the next 6 months with children. Children are going to get the outbreak, and all of the symptoms are the symptoms of this disorder that kids are getting from the vaccine. But they can't link them. They're saying, "Whoa, no, they're not linked." But it's the same symptoms. So you're going to call it something new because you don't want to say it's linked to the vaccine. And the only kids that are going to have it are kids that got the vaccine.
Kids aren't getting a vaccine yet, though.
No, there are a bunch of kids that have gotten the vaccine.
Not under the age of 13?
Yes.
Or 12?
There are children who've gotten the vaccine. And some of those children have had... they've developed an illness that's not related to the vaccine at all. But the only kids that are getting it on higher numbers
are the ones
kids that have been vaccinated.
And it's like the smallpox.
But it's not connected with. It's similar to the outbreak of smallpox. It's similar. Because are you familiar with how chickenpox, smallpox, and shingles works?
Sort of.
So once you've gotten sick or been vaccinated, you shed. Remember I said you're shedding because you've been vaccinated? You shed those cells. It's the shedding of those cells, the shedding of the cells mutates, and that gets people sick. So let's say you've had chickenpox.
Yeah.
And you shed the chickenpox, becomes shingles.
Right.
So when you're older, if you've had chickenpox when you're younger, you get shingles.
If you're around somebody with chickenpox?
No. If you've had chickenpox when you were younger,
yeah,
and you get older and you become a senior citizen or whatever, because I knew people that have had shingles.
I've had shingles already.
So if you had chickenpox when you were younger,
yeah,
when you become older, you're more likely to have shingles. Because there it is.
And you can actually. So I got shingles from stress.
Guillain-Barré syndrome. So the children who are getting the vaccine are coming down more often with Guillain-Barré syndrome, but it's not related to the vaccine, is what we're being told. Okay, and I'm saying it's not related to the vaccine, so don't like kick us off of the internet or whatever. But You know what I'm saying? So the symptoms for this Guillain-Barré syndrome are the same symptoms of this illness that the CDC is coming in the next 6 months. How do you know that there's an outbreak of some new thing coming out in 6 months from now? Is that the gestation period of what's going on now? You know what I'm saying? How do you know 6 months from now something's going to go down if you don't know what's going down now?
They don't know.
This is not the conjecture of fact either. Okay, so you're saying Skillet was going to come play.
Yes.
But they're not playing at the Midland because the vaccine mandate.
Right.
From the Midland.
Yes.
And other places are doing the vaccine mandate for whatever. I have a show coming up on the Kansas side. And I told them, if there's a vaccine mandate, I'm not going to perform, and I'm not giving you a refund. And if there's a mask mandate, I'm not performing with a mask on.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to take something because you tell me to take it. And if you tell me I have to wear a mask or that I have to be vaccinated, I'm not coming, and you don't get a refund because they prepaid.
Yeah. I thought you got a vaccine.
No.
Because of your surgery.
No. They wanted me to do COVID tests. I've had like 6 COVID tests, negative every time. But one doctor said I'm immune because of the way my shit is, because it lives in your salivary glands, and if it can't get to your salivary glands, you can't get it, and you can't transmit it. So there you go. So people who slobber more. That's just
So they're gonna get it more.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So babies.
Yeah.
Some women I've known.
And that's what pisses me off. Children under 2 are not required to wear a mask, but they're more likely to spit on you and leave slobber everywhere.
Yeah, but you can't make a 2-year-old wear a mask.
Then don't take them into public. Oh, you left that curtain open a little bit. People could see that box.
It's in a box.
There. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm OCD about that stuff. OCD. So what were you talking about, Skillet? That's it? That's all you were going to say?
Well, yeah, but I think it's stupid.
You think it's stupid that they canceled, or you think it's stupid that they were required to?
I think
vaccinate?
It's stupid that they canceled.
You think it's stupid that they canceled because they wouldn't get vaccinated?
Because they're trying. Well, they're not even saying because they're not getting vaccinated. They're not saying that. They're saying it's because, like, basically they don't want the venue to tell people they need to get vaccinated. But what about the people who wanted to go see them and then they're not coming just because of that?
They can go somewhere else. They'll go to venues that don't require vaccinations.
They're not going to in Kansas City, though.
Did you hear about the guy from The Offspring?
What about him?
There was a guy, I think it was a guy from The Offspring who was kicked out of the band? Or was it
because he would get vaccine?
Well, he has an illness that prevents him from getting the vaccine.
Yeah. Well, what kind of illness?
He has some disease. I can't remember what it is. But he has an actual disease that prevents him from having the thing. So they kicked him out of the band.
Okay.
Because he wouldn't get vaccinated. Whatever, man. I think people are just going overboard with this shit. Overboard with it.
Well, I mean,
too much. I wouldn't tell you if you wanted to get vaccinated that you shouldn't. And if you get vaccinated, what if I were a business owner and I said to you, if you get vaccinated, you can't shop in my grocery store or eat at my restaurant or come to my venue. If we find out you've been vaccinated and you come into our store, you're never allowed in here again.
Well, that's your choice because you're a business.
You need to prove to us you've not been vaccinated.
You can't prove that, but
well, I'm saying, what if the shoe were on the other foot? What if it goes even further?
But a business can do that because it's a business.
Well, what if it goes even further?
Business can refuse.
What if a business says to you that if you don't get a physical augmentation to make you stronger, and you don't get your arm augmented so that you can, like, I know, a waiter carry more plates. If you don't get your fingers lengthened so you can carry more plates and have your muscles augmented so you can carry heavier items, then you can't work here. You have to have a body augmentation to work here, like Elysium or Gattaca even. If you don't have this genetic marker, you can't work here. And if you have this other genetic marker, you can't work here. I'm saying, how soon will it be to that point where businesses can tell you you can't work there because they want to tell you what medical treatments you can have? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you came down with cancer, and your boss tells you if you don't have chemotherapy, you can't work here. But you want to do holistic treatment. Or what if your doctor says chemo would be bad for you with the type of cancer you have, but your boss says you can't work here unless you have chemo? Is that okay?
I'm not sure about that. If they're firing you because you have cancer, that is
no.
legal.
They'd be firing you because you didn't get the treatment that they tell you to get.
Well,
like the vaccination.
Honestly, I don't think that's a part of the cat fire you reasoning, whatever they call it.
You ever heard of was it the Geneva Convention? Not the Geneva Convention. Hey, Melissa, what's
Bilderberg.
that? Bilderberg. No, not Bilderberg. Hey, what's that one where they can't force you? It's like they can't force you to have vaccinations or stuff like that. There's an actual worldwide agreement that you cannot force somebody to get vaccinated. It came about because
but the government can't.
No, nobody can force you to get vaccinated.
What
worldwide.
About schools?
Worldwide.
What about schools?
It was started because the polio vaccine, because people were being forced to get the polio vaccine to enroll their kids into school or whatever. You can have a religious exemption. You can have an exemption if you don't want your kids to get vaccinated. If you send your kids to public school, Nuremberg Code, that's what it is. The Nuremberg Code says that you can't force somebody to have a medical treatment or to have a vaccination without their consent.
So even though a school is saying you have to have vaccines, you can still get around.
You used to be able to.
Okay.
So let's say I was sending my kid to a public school, and they wanted my kid to have the chickenpox vaccine and the smallpox vaccine and inoculated for polio. And I said, based on my religion, I'm not giving my kid that, and I signed a religious exemption thing. They would allow the religious exemption. This one is the only one that they've ever done where they don't allow religious exemptions, which is wrong.
Yeah, well, you can't tell me that 44% of the people are not getting vaccinated because of religion.
Well, who is not getting vaccinated the most? Okay, so stores and companies are allowed to tell people you can't work here if you're not vaccinated. You can't come here to shop, to buy groceries, or to have entertainment, or to buy gas unless you're vaccinated, right? What group has the most amount of people? What racial breakdown has the most amount of people in their population who are not getting vaccinated? Do you know?
White people.
The African American community, 44% of the African American community.
Why aren't they?
What does it matter? They're not getting vaccinated. They don't want people telling them what to do. So more black people are unvaccinated than white people. In a lot of the neighborhoods and a lot of the places where people are saying there's a lot of unvaccinated people and they try to pin it on white Republicans.
Yeah.
In reality, it's not white Republicans who are unvaccinated. Oh yeah, it was from World War II. The Nuremberg Code is from World War II. So think about that. Why is that not a race thing? Like, why is it that a white shop owner can tell you a black person, you have to be vaccinated or you can't shop in my store. But all these other white people in the neighborhood are getting vaccinated, so it's okay for them to shop in the store. But the black person isn't allowed to come shop in the store.
It's okay because if a white person is not vaccinated, then he can't shop at the store either.
Yeah,
so
but my point is,
doesn't have to do with
isn't
race.
that soft racism? Because remember they used to say there's this thing called soft racism and soft discrimination, where somebody will discriminate against somebody, like you can't discriminate against somebody based on race when renting an apartment to them. But they came up with credit scores.
Right.
So you can't rent an apartment if your credit score is too low.
Or if you're a felon.
So they would say that is soft racism because African American people are more likely to have a felony conviction or bad credit. So they were saying that's soft racism. So why is it not the same?
Or the government has actually made certain laws,
right,
that would affect black people more.
You like mask mandates,
for example.
Like mask
mandates. Used to be mostly black people smoking weed, so they made it illegal.
Crack.
Yes.
Crack,
cocaine, even though, and they're trying to change it now, actually.
To where crack cocaine is not the thing?
That crack cocaine is equal to cocaine, because really it is. Crack cocaine is cocaine.
In the 70s,
it's
in the 70s, cocaine.
It.
Well, in the 70s and early 80s, cocaine was rich white people would take cocaine to give them the ability to do more work and to get more things done and to keep them awake.
Yeah.
Right. And then a guy invented crack.
And the CIA.
He didn't call it crack at first, but he was able to created crack, and crack gave people a faster high that didn't last as long.
Yeah.
Cocaine gave you a slower high that lasted longer.
Right.
So, and crack became cheaper than cocaine. So crack was cheaper, so more people who had less money would buy crack. And who was that? The African American community. So more people who were having crack convictions were black people.
Yeah.
Which would be soft racism.
Yeah, because they made it where if you were busted for the same amount of coke or crack, like one person is busted with a gram of coke and another person is
a gram of crack.
Yes, the guy with the crack would spend more time in jail,
right,
than the one with coke.
Exactly.
And the chances are the guy with the crack was black.
Yeah.
Because we all know, and this is not a conspiracy, it's proven now that the CIA brought in crack to the inner cities.
Well, whether that's true or not, the fact still remains.
It is true.
The fact still remains that they are passing laws in cities that are like in California, New York, the state of California and the state of New York, and other states, but cities that have areas that are primarily black communities. They're doing vaccine mandates and mask mandates for grocery stores and work.
Right.
And the government is mandating them. The government's mandating. So if the government's mandating them and people in a specific culture are being told within their culture, or they feel like they shouldn't take the vaccine or wear a mask, they're less likely to be able to get out and get groceries and things of that nature, so they're being discriminated against. Right?
Yeah, well, how come every time I see a protest of the mandates, there are all these white people? Where are the black people protesting? I mean, you say more black people are not, doing a vaccine, but
I mean, that's
as far as I see, well, where are you seeing this?
CDC statistics.
Okay. All right.
Vaccinated people. The CDC is keeping statistics of how many people are vaccinated in certain areas, and African Americans, according to the CDC, are not getting vaccinated at the rate that white people are. Did you know that there are large swaths of Republicans who are actually vaccinated and telling people, I got the vaccine, I don't have a problem with it? That's what people were saying. You know the number one guy that when he was saying when the vaccine comes out, if it's a good vaccine, I'll take it, was Trump, and all the other people around him, like, I don't know, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, were saying, if Donald Trump tells me to take the vaccine, I'm not going to take it. Ocasio-Cortez said it, Biden said it, and Harris said it, and Pelosi said it, and Schumer said it. All of them said, if Trump tells me to take the vaccine, I'm not going to take it.
Yeah, but aren't they meaning just because he tells me to take it, I'm not going to take it?
If Donald Trump...
They still took it.
It's the same vaccine. Well, did they take it?
I'm sure they did.
If they took it, okay, if they took the vaccine, why is it that a plane full of Democrats left Texas who said they were all vaccinated, and when they landed, 4 of them had the COVID vaccine, or the COVID-19, and 4 of them, turns out they weren't vaccinated. So they're saying they're vaccinated, but they're not. And did you see the video of Pelosi getting her shot? The plunger was already down. And there was no needle. Just saying. All right, so we done with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to do the pathetic pet of the week. Pathetic pet of the week. Boom. The pathetic pet of the week this week is Freckles. This is Freckles. Look, Freckles. You see Freckles? Freckles. Oh. Freckles. Freckles is a Chihuahua in the Kansas City, Missouri area. An adult female. Freckles is an adult female. Okay. She's been vaccinated, spayed and neutered. She's good in a home with other dogs and cats. Prefers a home without children. Meet Freckles. The adoption fee for Freckles is $175. Includes a 2-week trial to ensure everyone's happiness. Meet Freckles. Okay. She's doing good at going potty outside. She was a puppy mill mama. What? She was a puppy mill mama. So she's very shy and reserved around people. You know what that means? She was a puppy mill mama.
So she gave birth to a bunch of
puppies. That was her whole purpose, was to have puppies.
So she was probably treated
poorly. Yeah. She comes to her foster mom wagging her tail when she says she is a good girl. With time, patience, and love, she warms up well. Freckles needs to go to a good home with another dog in their home to boost her confidence. She will need a fenced-in yard to keep her safe at all times. She's been spayed and neutered, vaccinated, heartworm tested negative, microchipped. If you're interested, take a look at Furry Kids Refuge, furrykidsrefuge.org, and then you can go to their / adopt a dog. Furry Kids Refuge. Yeah. My wife says she wants that dog. We already have enough dogs. Somebody had, you know our Susie dog, right? The one that looks like a min pin, like a Doberman, but she's a Chihuahua and she's fat.
Yes, I remember.
So, Melissa's aunt or cousin died and had 2 of those dogs, and she's like, we need to adopt those dogs. No, we don't need to adopt the damn dogs. Furry Kids Refuge in Kansas City. You can email them info@furrykidsrefuge.org. And remember, the dog's name is Freckles. This is Freckles. Freckles.
Because he has black freckles.
She,
whatever.
Yeah, don't misgender her. She's a female. She identifies Freckles. She looks like Stripes from Gremlins, yeah. Stripes? Yeah.
Don't feed her after midnight.
Don't feed her after midnight, yeah. So that is the pathetic pet of the week. Damn, that was a good segment, man. Did you like that segment?
Yeah.
That was a really good segment, man. Really good segment. So now we're going to get into the business of the business. All right. So we're going to do conjecture or fact. Okay. Conjecture or fact. Ready for this? I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
For conjecture or fact. Okay.
All right.
Make sure your microphone is on. Yeah, your microphone's on. Conjecture or fact. So we're going to ask you a couple questions. You ready?
Yes.
Do you think that the Huffington Post is a reputable news outlet? That they have, like, maybe trustworthy articles?
Sometimes.
Okay, how about the Washington Post?
Yes.
How about the New York Post?
Yes.
Okay. And UFO sightings. Based on popular culture, what you've been seeing in TVs and movies, where would you say that somebody lives if they've, like, if there's a whole group of people who've seen a lot of UFO sightings, what part of the country do they live in? Do you know?
Part of the country?
Yeah, what part of the country, based on pop culture, would you say people live in who've seen UFOs and have reported UFO sightings?
Based on pop culture, rural. But that's according to pop culture. Me, like, knowing a little bit more about UFOs, it's mostly like the bigger cities over on the West Coast. And also Boston.
But when you watch movies, it's a farmer.
Yeah, it's always rural.
It's always somebody in a rural area in the Midwest or in a farm area. And
somebody who has a bunch of cows and then he gets...
in Iowa or whatever. That's what the government...
something stuck up his butt.
That's what pop culture wants you to think, right?
Right.
But in reality, so we're going to look at this one.
It's not a stupid... Yeah,
the Washington
in reality,
Post.
It's not stupid people who see UFOs.
Right.
It's doctors, people who... Air Force pilots.
Okay, so...
Navy pilots.
March 13th, 1997, near Phoenix, 5 or maybe 7 bright lights appeared in the sky in a V formation like a strange flock of birds. Okay? 64 people reported the lights to the National UFO Reporting Center. So there are a whole bunch of people who saw this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here's a map of the most frequent UFO sighting locations.
Yeah, like on West Coast, boom, and then, like I said, Boston, boom.
So the West Coast... Oh, wait, you know what? We gotta show people
right there.
Show people what we're looking at. I forgot to show people what we're looking at. So this is a Washington Post article, WAPO article.
Yeah.
So we're looking at those surprising places where Americans are running into UFOs. So we read a little bit of this, boom, 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 and then we're going to show the map. Okay, so the West Coast is the number one place where UFOs are sighted, in the West Coast, and then the East Coast, and then the Gulf. Okay, but you notice this big ass blip right here?
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Chicago is the hotbed of UFO activity. 6 of the 10 biggest UFO sightings, ranked by number of witnesses, were in Illinois. So...
Well, I mean, there's a lot of farm in Illinois.
Well, the ones on the West Coast, the CIA took credit for a lot of those, but they were like saying, hey, you know what, all that stuff that you were seeing in Nevada and on the West Coast? The CIA came out recently and said that was us.
Yeah.
We were testing stuff out there.
Like all that.
Yeah. And on the East Coast, it's pretty much similar to that there was a lot of military bases there. But Chicago, that's kind of a not...
Does Chicago not have a big air base?
No, not really. But, you know, it's a big city where you wouldn't think... Who would have said Chicago? If I would have said where big mass sightings of UFOs, like you were saying, most people would think that it's a guy with, you know, people out in the middle of nowhere with cows.
Right.
And they were stealing my cows, sons of bitches.
Now, can you go back up though? Because is that other dot in the middle? Is that St. Louis? That looks like St. Louis.
This one,
right? Yeah.
I would say that's probably St. Louis.
Yeah.
We can't really zoom in.
No.
So and this is, I think, New Mexico.
Phoenix.
You think Phoenix? Okay.
No, New Mexico.
I think that might be New Mexico.
Yeah, like Roswell area.
Yeah, Roswell.
Yeah.
But the biggest blip is Chicago. Okay, so the biggest was a tiny park lights UFO enthusiasts might know about, the Tinkley Park sighting. Wait, they don't even have their own Wikipedia page? What? Mass sightings in Phoenix represent a huge green dot in the southwest. So I guess that is Phoenix.
Okay.
That's Phoenix. Mass sightings in Phoenix. Let's see. So they went back 20 years to make this map. And they actually probably further back than that because they started in 1947. Because that started the big craze of people seeing stuff.
Right.
1947. I don't know what that is. I'm reading it. Credible sightings.
Huh.
Instead of looking at UFO sightings by number of witnesses, credible sighting simply means that the witnesses were likely responding to some actual event which they interpreted as a UFO. So, UFOs. Okay, so we're looking at that one, right?
Yeah.
And then we're going to walk over, boom, we're going to look at this one. This one's on the Huffington Post. And this was in 2015. So the first one was 2005, and this is 2015. UFO sightings. You can look at YouTube and find a whole bunch of UFO sightings. And here's a map of UFO sightings being green are the areas that see the most UFO sightings.
Huh.
All these green areas.
Nevada, of course.
And Hawaii. Sightings by population density. Craziness, huh?
So do you believe in the UFOs?
I believe that there are unidentified flying objects. There are unidentified submerged objects also.
But you think it's all military?
Some of them are military. Some of them are what do you call it? Weather things. So
Like
some of them,
blimps.
some of them are light flashes or light, like the Northern Lights. Some of them are like what do they call that? Orbs. When lightning strikes in a sphere, it creates an orb of electricity, of negative ions. Right? The negative ions are on the ground, positive ions are on the ground, negative ions are in the sky. And they create, anyway. And then they have triangle-shaped ones, which could be almost anything, right? Disc-shaped ones and oval-shaped ones. So, my personal opinion is some of them are natural occurrences. Some of them are man-made things. And some of them may be things that are unexplained and can fall into the categories of interdimensional travel.
Okay.
Or a number of different things.
But not aliens?
I don't believe, okay, I believe a different thing about aliens. I think we've talked about this before.
That they're people from the future.
No, they're our ancient ancestors who were humans on Earth who found a way to make it into space.
Yeah.
And then, each society, when they get to a certain point, they devolve and they go away. So you got the Incas, the Mayans, the Romans, their society fell.
Yeah.
Right? The Babylonians, who are those guys? So the Babylonians were like the most notable ones.
The Atlanteans.
Well, if that was a story or not, we don't know.
Right.
But yeah. So our ancient ancestors made it into space, and they're just coming back to visit us.
Yeah.
And they may have colonized other planets or the backside of the moon or different. We don't know. They may be in the ocean. for all we know. They may be in the Mariana Trench. I actually wrote a book and a video game called Scud 248 where people colonized the ocean in self-contained underwater dwellings. That's what Scud stood for. And they would live in the ocean.
But they wouldn't like breathe in the water.
No, they were in like their communities were like enclosed things where they had air that they produced or oxygen they produced from various plants and things of nature, and they could convert the ocean water into the different elements to create oxygen. And they got their power through geothermal vents. They use geothermal vents to make their energy, their power. I think that's more likely than aliens coming from another planet. You know what I mean? Because if you think about that, Lori said she's seen a UFO in Colorado. But if you think about it, I think logically it's more likely that there's something close to us, like our own ancestors, rather than some beings billions of light years away in other solar systems. You know what I mean? The amount of time it would take to travel from one place to another.
Yeah.
It's too much. There's too much time span between those things. And that's why people came up with wormholes and warp drives and all this other shit, to try to say that they could
hyperspeed
bend the fabric of space to then travel between the things.
Yeah.
If that's true, whatever, but I think it's far-fetched.
I definitely believe that there's life on other planets, but yeah, I'm not sure if that's what's causing the UFOs.
It might be, but I don't think it is. You ever played the game Spore from 2008? In 2008, a game was released called Spore, where you were God, basically. You created a creature from the cell level, and it evolved from the cellular level, and then each level of its evolution, you decided what parts of it evolved. And then it evolved from a cell to then get big enough where it could go on land. And then once it's on land, then it evolved to be tribal. Then it evolved to be a civilization. Then it evolved to be space travel. So in that game, you go through the process of finding which creatures could survive the best in that situation. It's a pretty easy game, but I think it's really fun. It's like made by the people that make The Sims.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun game. Lori thinks it was instead of aliens, probably in the military.
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
Like, because because when you said triangle shape,
yeah,
it reminded me of is stealth bomber.
Yeah,
is triangle shape.
Do you know what the stealth bomber was designed after? A bird. There's a bird that when it's diving, it makes its body into a certain shape.
Like a triangle.
It makes it like a triangle, and it's shaped with its wings in.
Yeah.
And they made the one of the stealth bombers was based on that design. I saw that on Facebook. It said the shape of a whatever stealth bomber, and the shape of the bird, and the shape of my hand going in a Pringles can, and they were all the same shape. So they're saying that from January to December, okay, from, what are these, 12 through 12? Is that the time of day or how many happens? I don't know. I can't read it. Anyway, UFOs. So the whole point of the conjecture of fact is not where do the UFOs come from. It's the fact that in pop culture, they're saying that UFOs are being seen by country bumpkins. But in reality, the sightings that people are reporting are in big cities.
But
very populated areas.
Of course, there's more sightings.
Because there's more people?
Yes.
Okay. So
you have
mathematically.
You have 10 million people in Chicago.
So mathematically speaking, if one person in Nebraska sees a UFO.
Yeah.
And in Nebraska, there's however many people in the population, you would have to have thousands of people seeing sightings in like California to say that it's more people. You'd have to have more than
because I don't think this is going by
yeah, it's population
per capita.
It's population density.
Is it?
Yeah, it just says right here population density. So based on population density, right here, and this is this diversity? Or is that density also? So these are all the sighting locations.
Yes.
And this is by population density and sighting locations. And this is just okay, so this is sightings, this is population density, and this is sightings by population density. So there are more sightings. Even though there's more dense population, there are more sightings than what the population should be having. They calculated all that shit.
Okay.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
U.S. military weapons experimental aircraft tests take place in Nevada deserts, and on the West Coast. So that's probably what people are seeing over there. Know what I'm saying, G?
Yeah.
UFO sightings. Yeah. Well, that's about it.
Well, I mean,
So that was the conjecture.
I've heard a theory that the government kind of started the whole UFO conspiracy.
I wrote a book about it.
Oh, did you?
You want to hear? So you tell me what you think.
Well, so they made the government kind of made up the conspiracy so people wouldn't be talking about what was really going on, because it was during the Cold War for one, and they were making all of these secret weapons to stop Russia, to fight Russia and stuff, and they didn't want Russia to find out about all of this
secret technology.
Yes.
So I studied this. Do you know, near Roswell, New Mexico, do you know what's really close to there?
Area 51.
I went to Robert Goddard middle school or elementary school, Robert Goddard School. And we learned about Robert Goddard, who had a test facility near Roswell, New Mexico. He tested rockets. Yeah. He tested because he's the grandfather of the father of, rocketry. So he was making rockets back then, around that same time, or before that, actually. So Robert Goddard died, and his test facility was left still there. I mean, they had all the shit there. They had unfinished test vehicles and things there. They still had a lab there, but people weren't working there, and they haven't disassembled it yet around that time, right? You know what was like a few miles away from the Robert Goddard test facility?
What's that?
A genetic testing laboratory where they were doing genetic testing on animals.
Yeah.
So the theory that I think is more likely is a genetic test subject who was a human genetic test subject, where they were testing human genetics, and they were cross testing human genes. A human or a couple human test subjects escaped from the genetic test facility, made their way to the Robert Goddard facility, just happened upon it, wasn't really aiming for it because they don't know where they're going, they're just running.
Yeah.
They see that there's a rocket there. They figure out how to launch it. They launch the rocket, but because it's not complete, it crashes. The government goes to the crash site. There are mutated looking humanoids there who look very not right, not human enough, because they're odd looking, right?
Yeah.
So the government put out a whole bunch of theories. Around that time, there was weather balloons, there was test vehicles, there was UFOs and aliens. So the government put out stories to try to cover up the fact that we were doing human genetic testing. Because what would have been worse? Aliens crash landed? Or that the United States was doing human genetic testing that was worse than what the Nazis were doing?
The latter.
So, there you go. That was my theory. I wrote a book about it. So, what do you think of that? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, that was my theory. So, I think that's what was going on. But I might have been wrong. I don't know. So, that was the UFO thing. Let's see. Shit, we got 15 minutes and we're almost done. Okay. There we go. The new segment. I think I wrote it down in here. Did I write it down here? Are you falling asleep?
Me?
Yeah, you look like you're falling asleep.
No, I'm trying to read the way you're scrolling on.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm just going to do it. This is called Back in the Day. Back in the day, we had really cool toys, okay? I'm going to show you a really cool toy from back in the day. This is Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the original fighting game. Knock their block off. So this is the box for the Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Very nice box for Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Okay, so this box. Let's see where the thing is on this one. Oh, this is a remake, 2012. So this one's not old. I thought this one was old. So let's read a little bit of the history of Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Boom. So Rock'em Sock'em Robots is a 2-player action game designed by Marvin Glass and Associates and was first manufactured by Marx Toy Company in 1964. It features 2 dueling robot boxers, the red boxer and the blue boxer, mechanically manipulated by the players, and the game is won when one player knocks the head off the opponent. So, Democrats and Republicans? No. That's not what it was back there.
Bloods and Crips.
The 2000 version of the game by Mattel features physically similar robots. So would this one be Mattel? This is Mattel, yeah. Physically similar robots. So each player takes control of one of the 2 robots, the red rocker and the blue bomber, both of which are standing on a platform molded in bright yellow high-impact polystyrene plastic. Oh, styrofoam. Polystyrene is styrofoam. But this is really dense styrofoam. Okay. And they punch at their opponents until one of the robots' head bounces up. Cool? So, what does it look like? Let's go over here, back over here. Boom. What do they look like, Joe? What's it look like in real life?
They look like little robots.
This is Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yeah.
And you go like this with your like that, and then you go. And you win. Yours went up first. I won.
You're supposed to knock it out off, though, right? Just
you're
up?
Supposed to knock the head up.
So just like, up?
That was a tie. Oh, you got me that time.
Oh, shit.
I fucked you up. So, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and they snap in like, move this guy out of the way, move that guy over there. They snap in like that, and then they pop in, and then you. Got him again. All right, so that's Rock'em Sock'em Robot.
Does that tell you like all of the other
the history of it?
No, like they did spin-offs. Yeah, versions,
okay.
I guess. Because I know there was one with Transformers.
Boom.
I didn't know that.
So Rock'em Sock'em Robots and
Because WWE did one too.
In the UK, they were raving bonkers. Two robots were bashing bonker and Biffer?
Is it bitter?
I don't know.
Bitter bunker.
So then you had Clash of the Cosmic Robots in 1977, featuring a robot design for the space age. And then that was right after the success of the Star Wars video. Instead of a red and blue robot, Clash of Comics featured Prog 2, an orange robot with the head more like the RoboCop robot, and V-Sticks, a white robot with long protruding mouth but no eyes. Boxing ring was molded in black to give the game a look of reminiscent of outer space. Stickers and decals for both the robots and the ring were provided following the same concept of robots. In the 1960s, robot changed to darker shades of blue, and blue giving the old Prog 2 head, and the red robot was changed to a gray color, although the instructions referred to him as Silver, but he retained his classic head, and respective names were changed to Bolt Crusher Bob and Gear Grinder Greg. The Clash of the Robots stickers and decals were provided for additional design. Aside from the cosmetic changes, the game remained the same. There have been many variations, such as Transformers, in which two robots, Optimus Prime and Megatron, fight each other. In 2000, a remake of the classic version was developed by Mattel at approximately half the size of the original model, so that's why it's really small like that. In addition, an action figure line, a PlayStation game, electronic handheld, head-to-head plug-and-play game, and bobblehead dolls have been recently introduced. PlayStation was Rock'em Sock'em Arena. Oh, here, look, I can mouse over and show them. Published by Mattel Interactive. Boom, boom. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's one with Batman and Superman.
The robots were also in the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. During the Oompa Loompas musical number about Mike TV, the TV Room, and Willy Wonka's Factory. What do you think of that? Willy Wonka and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 1972 had the Oompa Loompas playing the thing. The video game of Dave and Buster's. Game Boy Advance. Cool. So, yeah, man. Good show, bro. Good show, Joe. You did a good job on the show today, Joe. Yeah, man.
So there's going to be a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think it's a ripoff of Real Steel.
Real Steel. Is that the one with that guy from 300? Or the guy from Wolverine?
Wolverine. Real Steel is basically a boxing movie with robots.
Boxing movie with robots. Look at that, man. We made it like an hour and 53 minutes in just the material that. So I brought the material mostly, and then you brought the Skillet thing. Yeah. So we were able to do an entire 2 hours just interacting with this shit, and if we have that do the Jeff and Joe react thing, then we can react to stuff too.
Yeah,
that would be tight. Because now we have the ability to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool, huh? So,
all right.
You think it's about done?
Still have 5 minutes. Well, in
the last 5 minutes, we could talk about DeCarlo's salsa, chunky salsa, taco sauce, and Mexican marinara.
Dude, we can talk about DeCarlo's for an hour.
Boom, to Carlos. I ran into a comedian the other day at a grocery store.
Yeah.
Cameron, I think it's Cameron Whitfield was his name. One of the newer kids. He's working with Monisha.
Okay.
You know who that is?
I know Monisha, yeah.
Yeah, he's working with her.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Good times.
But I mean, the show he was doing was with Jared Langley.
Oh.
So, yeah, they were up near my stomping grounds. That whole area up there.
Yeah, okay. So he was doing a show up there?
Yeah. Up here in this area. Not here in this town, but up here, yeah.
Yeah, up
cool,
in this area.
Yeah.
Cool.
Remember, if you wanted to send us fan mail, you could send fan mail, care of Comedy Vets, P.O. Box 369, Lathrop, Missouri 64465. Or if you're hateful, if you're an angry feminist, send us hate mail, care of Comedy Vets, P.O. Box 369, Lathrop, Missouri 64465. And
you can go ahead and mail your panties there too if you want to.
And remember, you can go to what was it? Swallow and Cock.
Swallow and Cock.
Swallow and Cock.
Swallow and Cock.
Swallowandcock.com. Swallowandcock.com. Oh wait, I didn't put it up here. Boom. Swallowandcock.com basically takes you to our online store. It's the online store for Swallow and Cock. So you can buy shirts or mugs, all kinds of cool stuff.
But not onesies for babies.
Not onesies for babies, because apparently Swallow and Cock is not for children.
Babies for made.
Laptop case for $36. What if it's a giant one? What if it's a 13-inch? 15-inch laptop case with the Swallow and Cock logo on it for $36. Dude. Know what I'm saying, G? Dude. That's where it's at. Look, it's got a 4.6 star rating.
Wow.
Boom. Swallowandcock.com. Swallowandcock.com. Okay. Well, anything else?
No.
Before we end it?
I mean, we have like 2 minutes. So.
Yeah, well, we could still just
3.
We could still just do the thing. You could listen to them. We could listen. Well, you can't hear it.
What the?
Because I unplugged it, plugged it into the computer. This one is in this thing here. You hear it? Yeah. Let's hear it. Yeah. What? It's in here. Oh, helicopter. Here we go, Ray. You've been listening to Married with Comedy with your hosts, Jeff Onyx and Joe Chandler. Monday nights. MarriedWithComedy.com. Check it out. Yeah. You like that music?
I feel like going away, great.